So we continue with the next example. The mass of soil sample collected from the field is 465 grams, and its oven dry mass is 405.76 grams. The specific gravity of the soil solids was determined in the laboratory 2.68. If the void ratio of the soil in the natural state is 0.83, find the following: the moist density, dry density, and mass of water in kilogram to be added per cubic meter of soils, in the field of saturation. So first is we are required to determine the moist density. So we have the mass of soil. This is the moist. No, this one. And it's oven dry mass, meaning dry na siya. Then the weight or the mass is only 405.76 grams. And we have this specific gravity, no? G sub S is 2.68, and the void ratio E is 0.83. Find this unknown parameter. So first is we compute the we compute the moist density of the soil. This is actually equal to, alright, the first is this one, is the mass of the soil over the weight, or equal to the weight of the water plus weight of the dry solid over the total volume. Or this can be expressed into this weight of water, that is W times density of water plus specific gravity times density of water over 1 plus E, diba? But first, we have to get the moisture content W. To get the moisture content W, that is equal to the weight of the mass of the water divided by the mass of the solid. That is 465 minus 405.76 divided by mass of solid 405.76. Diba? This one, mabilin ani, is the mass of water divided by the mass of solid. This is equal to 14.599%, or this one. So to compute for the moist density, the formula is this. No? This is the mass of the water plus the mass of the solid. So substitute this 0.14 times the specific gravity given 2.68 times, since we are required to determine the density, not the unit weight, so we have to use the density of the water, equal to, in terms of kilogram per cubic meter, that is 1000 plus the specific gravity 2.68 times 1000 divided by 1 plus the unit weight void ratio equal to 0.83. So that the answer now for the moist density is equal to 1676.83 kilogram per cubic meter. And for the dry density, the dry density is actually equal to, since dry density man siya, no? This is the weight of the solid, that is specific gravity times the density of water over 1 plus E. So meaning, nawala na ni gani siya nga part. Nawala na ni siya. Nawala na siya. If we talk about dry density, or that is P sub rho sub D, no? So muna siyang formula. And substitute the values, no? The specific gravity is equal to 2.68 times density of water 1000 kilogram per cubic meter plus 1 plus void ratio 0.83. So that the dry density is 1416.48 kilogram per cubic meter. And for the saturated, to determine the mass of water in kilogram to be added per cubic meter of soils in the field of saturation is we have to compute first the saturated density. That is to determine the mass of water, that is the gamma sat, or density, saturated density, minus um, the moist density of soil. So to determine the saturated density, the formula is this one, no? So specific gravity plus void ratio quantity times the density of water over 1 plus void ratio. So these values are given: 2.68 the specific gravity plus void ratio 0.83 times 1000 kilogram per cubic meter, because this is density, divided by 1 plus void ratio, or 1 plus 0.83, so that the value of the saturated density is 1000. Notice that the saturated density is greater than the moist density, which is just equal to 1600, and also greater than the, of course, dry density, which is equal to just 1400, no? Kung hindi mo notice, mas dako gid siya. So that the additional water, no, that must be added in the field of saturation is density, saturated density, minus the moist density, or the 1918.033 minus the moist density, is equal to 1676.83. So this is the answer. In terms of density. And last is, we have this last example, no? The mass of moist soil sample having a volume of 0.0573 cubic meter is 10.5 kilograms. The moisture content and the specific gravity of the soil solids are determined to be 13% and 2.68 respectively. Determine the moist density, the dry density, void ratio, porosity, and degree of saturation. So for the solution, the first solution, the moist density, we have this mass of moist soil, which is equal to 10.5 kilogram, and the volume is given also 0.0057 cubic meter. So just divide this one, because density is mass over volume, diba? So that the value is this one. For number 2, or for letter B, the dry density is equal to the dry density is actually equal to the density of the moist soil divided by 1 plus the moisture content. Actually, this one is sayop ni siya. Dry density is actually density of the moist soil. I mean this M. No, this is M, moist soil over 1 plus, not E. This is moisture content, not E. So that the uh, moist density is already solved, 1842.21052. Substitute plus 1 plus the water content, which is equal to 13%, 0.13. So that the answer for the dry density is 1630.181 kilogram per cubic meter. For the letter C, the void ratio can be determined using the equation of the moist density, which is equal to this one actually, no? Or kato kung gisulat ganina, gipagawas ra niya. Actually, that is equal to the um, dry density of soil plus moisture content, the density of the water. This is should be divided into the total volume 1 plus E, di ba? Or pwede nimo ipagawas ang the specific gravity, the G sub S, and the the density of the water. Mo nang kani siya. This is the equation. So substitute the values, no? 2.68, density of water 1000, 1 plus the moisture content or 13%, divided by, okay, alright, this one is iyang gi express into E in terms of, no, this one is gihimo niya og cross multiplication. We have, yeah, in terms of E, no, but actually you can just substitute the values because the moist unit weight is 1842. So mahimo na siya og moist unit weight times 1 plus E equal to G sub S, okay, ano ba to, times unit weight of water 1 plus W. In terms of, that is E equal to G sub S, so water 1 plus W over moisture content ay moist unit weight minus 1. This actually equation is this one. This. And yeah, so that the void ratio is 0.64. To solve for the porosity is this relationship as we discussed earlier. So that the porosity is 0.39, or this is 39% in terms of percent. And the degree of saturation is this equation, or that is equal to SEWGS, no, in the earlier. So that the degree of saturation is S equal to WGS over E. And substitute the values given and already solved, so that degree of saturation is 54%. Now try to solve again this one, no? So that mas masabtan ninyo siya. Try to solve again the examples, and you have the assignment. Kindly answer these exercises as your assignment. Put this one in the Google Classroom. Deadline is next week. And next topic is Atterberg limits and consistency indices. Wednesday we'll try to discuss this one, and yes, try to watch this lecture video to be able to understand these topics. No? Goodbye.